Hello and welcome to We Got a podcast about Dragon Ball from A to Z, from Earth to Namek to Sadala. We cover it all. My name is Randy.
And my name is Doug.
And I'm not the guy who said KO Ken. Ken.
Well done. We are the world's strongest under the heavens trio de dangers here every other week to talk your ear off about fights, goofs, and everything else in the Dragon Ball cosmos. This episode we're going to be discussing and ranking all of those English voices of Son Goku himself. But by popular demand, I gotta ask, Doug, how you doing?
We're doing this again? I can show off my figures?
You can talk. You have the floor, sir.
Yes. First of all, let me show off. I finally got the best third-party Broly, the ZT Broly. He looks incredible. There's so many Brolys out there that are by third-party, by official and everything, but this one specifically, I skipped out. I'm like, I'm so sick of Broly. I'm not collecting any more of those. There's so many out there. But this one I regretted. I'm like, I need to get this guy now. So I got like his greenish tone variant. You know, movie 11. Or no, movie 10. Yeah, movie 10.
Movie 8.
There you go.
Sorry, yeah.
Movie 8,
no,
yeah.
There's no movie 11 Broly out there yet. Come on, third party. Where's the slime? Show me the ooze.
Just buy some GAC. And just put some LEDs in there.
I could. I have so many Brolys now. I could just like buy GAC and throw it on one of them. But besides that, I got another Genki Ramatsuri SH Figure Arts Goku to give away to people. So keep an eye on that on my Instagram and TikTok and shorts everywhere. I'll announce
at
that
Drbaz Doug,
sometime soon. Yes. At Drbaz Dog on the socials, and then We Got a Pod on the shorts. Well, it'll be here too. But yeah, some exciting stuff.
Nice. Ken, how about you? What's new?
So I have to apologize to everyone. I legitimately thought that people wanted to just get straight into the episode and not have us jabber about what we've been doing. You know, when Randy invited me into this podcast and then let me have control of the YouTube, he made a grave mistake because I like to look at the data and analyze it. And the data showed me that on average, people just aren't making it to the bulk of the episode. So maybe the whole thing should just be us talking about stuff. I don't know. Anyways, we're back with it. So a couple things I want to bring up here. The Kanzenshuu Wiki, again, you know, I have now built out the world's first complete and comprehensive publication timeline of Toyotaro Toybles Dragon Ball AF. You should definitely go check that out. Kanzenshuu Wiki, and then just search Dragon Ball AF. It'll be one of the first things that pops up. And I started getting emotional as I was doing it because I was going post by post through his blog all the way through. And then, as I was nearing the end and how he was talking about how he was having to finish it. And then he, makes his statement saying like, hey, I can't really do the series anymore, but I vowed to keep writing. It was like, I didn't tear up, but I was like welling up a little bit because I kind of felt like I had gone on a journey with him through AF in that way. I have been watching a show called For All Mankind. Have you guys seen this wonderful show?
No. I've not seen it, but my husband is a big fan.
Mm-hmm. It's an alternate history wherein the space race never ended because the Russians made it to the moon first, which then, of course, sets off this spirit of American exceptionalism that just never ends. And it kind of makes you wonder, like, could this really have been the way that we went? And to answer some of those questions, I've started listening to a podcast of a friend of ours. We've mentioned him a few times. His name is JP, and he has a podcast called The Space Above Us, which I have started listening to give myself a little bit of perspective for the show as well. And he had better come to learn that he is going to have to answer a deluge of questions every Saturday night playing Mario Kart, as I am going to bring him space questions.
Hell yeah, I'm sure he'd love that.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. When I told him I was watching it, I got very strong, oh my God vibes from him. Like when someone comes to me and starts trying to talk Dragon Ball, I'm like, you are opening Pandora's box. And I think that was that for him. Check it out. For All Mankind. Great show.
Nice. So I'm going to take my time here and just really quick go over. We had Dragon Ball Battle Hour go on over this past weekend. So wanted to do a quick little recap on that. Guess what? Xenoverse 2, alive and kicking. We got another DLC coming. It's like chapter 4 of whatever nonsense they're on currently, which will be the last one. So buckle up for that. But fret not if you love your Xenoverse, because Project Age 1000, that's Xenoverse 3, baby. It's real, and it can hurt you.
I didn't know there was such a big fan base out there for Xenoverse 3. Like when that announced, everyone's like, whoa. That's how out of the game I am with games in my life, that I just like create another game that no one asked for, but no one being just me in my world. It's like, I don't care about this.
Yeah.
But it's cool. I'm happy for everyone else that has been waiting for this.
You know, on that note, Doug, I think it's fascinating because I feel like there's equal excitement from people who are into fighters, from people who are into sparking, and from people who are into Xenoverse. And I think they're all separate groups. I don't think there's any overlap.
None of them ever cross into the other game. Yeah. That's so funny. Yeah.
Each one is just as powerful. You know, their battle powers are equal. But they're all three separate groups.
That's just how many Dragon Ball fans there are in the world, that it's just everyone has their own like bubble and everything. Like, I have my figures, there's games, there's lore, there's everything. It's something for everyone out there.
Yeah, man. Tons of stuff. Like you said, fighters, there's also more of that. We got Daima Adult Super Saiyan 4 Goku and a whole pack of that. It dropped yesterday and I bought it, but I have not had a chance to sit and play around with it yet.
There's some drama about this, isn't there? Like he's kind of half-baked.
The style of it is weird in that like the outlines are not the standard style that all the other characters are in. Also some camera movements, it's like they don't do that for all of the other characters, so this is a weird change.
But it's things that only like the nerdiest of nerds would like pinpoint on. It's nothing like the casual, nothing I would ever be able to pinpoint. But I heard like, yeah, it looks like Super Saiyan 4 Goku Daima is like drawn as opposed to everything else was like 3D modeled or whatever, so that like even if you zoom in super close, you don't lose any like detail on his art.
I can't speak to it enough with any level of, you know, truth, so I'll just say I heard something was sus and I'm leaving it at that.
I watched Maximilian Dude's video on it, breaking things down like frame by frame of like, so you should go check that out. There's a whole bunch of like little minutia and things like that.
That's the video I saw too, Randy. I'm like, yeah, let me hear him talk about it, because he's the nerdiest of the nerds that I love to listen to. Just rant about anything.
It's true. And then we, of course, my favorite. I'm in the Sparking Zero camp. We got our drop for our news for the big DLC coming out this summer, which gives the game a new subtitle, which is like Limit Breaking Neo. So like, okay, we went with just like the original series of Sparking Neo, and then one assumes in a year or two we'll get something that's like whatever Meteor, and we'll do another big expansion. But over 30 new characters, new modes, survival mode I believe is dropping sometime soon, but then there's the whole big expansion coming out in the summer, so I'm psyched about that. We get Orange Star High Gohan outfit. That makes me happy. So
that's good. That's a good one. You know what would excite me is if they brought back Burst Limit. That would be my alone. Like, oh my God, those madmen, they did it. Burst Limit.
That would be wild.
And they removed the cutscenes, in the middle of battle cutscenes. Yes. And I can get a pre-order T-shirt at GameStop if I pre-order it the second it opens up. That would be amazing.
Special edition comes with a Blu-ray copy of Z Movie 2. Ken, what were you going to say? I don't want to interrupt you anymore.
No, take me down the path of what is this mode where you're like walking around the world or flying around the world and there's challenges?
So, very short part of the trailer. I'm not going to assume that you're actually flying around because that would require making a whole map. You get a map display and you pick a place and then there's an animation of them flying off. I assume that's just mission select, but a fun UI.
I thought we were getting like Budokai 3 stuff.
Yeah. I doubt it. If we do, cool, but I'm not expecting anything of that sort. But flying off, doing challenges that you can increase your energies of various stats and things. It'll change the size of like your key aura, which looked cool.
See, that, to me, that's like they've put what I loved about Budokai 3 into this game. And I'm like, okay, maybe am I buying this DLC? I don't know. We'll see.
Right. So, I mean, it'd be cool if they went all out that way, but I don't want to expect and then be like, no, it's just this. So if
that's the Dragon Ball way. Low expectations.
That's true.
And still disappointed.
Exactly.
But the Battle Hour, they showed like the trailer for the new Beerus thing, right? Is that what you're going to mention?
Exactly what I was going into next. We got
how funny it is watching that the crowd reaction to that trailer in America versus Japanese, because then you get people cheering in moments, but what most importantly, you see what moments don't get cheers, and you're like, oh yeah, this is America where they don't read the manga. So there's so many like awesome manga, like iconic moments that everyone's just like, nothing yet. But then Majin Vegeta pops up and they're like, yeah, let's go, Majin Vegeta. It's like, oh my God. Like, the Goku and Vegeta punch that we talked about last podcast episode that lingers in the manga, but only like for a second in the anime.
Yeah.
Like that's in there, and like no one cheered for that moment, but it's like, yeah, the difference.
I really think so many people are in for a rude awakening about what that show is going to be.
Yeah.
And I think maybe we will recap it once it's all over. We'll talk about it in its entirety. But I don't think people understand how Kai-esque that is going to end up being. And even in some of the like side-by-sides, people have been like, here's the original and here's what the new frame is going to be. And I'm like, I don't know if this was worth it at all.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know.
Remains to be seen. So a lot of cool stuff there. That's really cool. Other quick things. I bought I had to replace a lost copy of Dragon Ball Z Legend of Dragon World 2-disc set of various vocal songs. I bought it in college and I realized like, I don't know where this is. And I was like listening through my RIP the other day and I was like, oh, I had a scratch CD because this song is skipping even when I ripped it. So I'm like, well, I can't find it. So let's just buy one off of eBay. And so I did that. And so that has been an adventure. Otherwise, that new game, Pragmata, came out from Capcom.
Oh, yeah.
I'm playing that.
Heard
Super
good things
fun.
about that.
Yeah, it's good times. So I've sunk in like 5 hours into it. It's great. I can't wait to play more. But you know what else I can't wait to do, guys? I can't wait to jump into our topic, which is, of course, talking about the many English voices of Son Goku. We had talked about it, doing it before, and
I was still confused until I asked Ken a minute before the recording. I'm like, what, Ken, what are we doing? What are we? And it's just the English voice actors, right? We're not doing anything else besides people that speak Nihongo. No, that's Japanese. Ego ga. No, is that I don't know what language is.
Ego is Japanese.
Yes. Let go my ego, baby.
Yeah. Nihongo is Japanese. Now, how do we want to go about this? Because we're also going to be ranking them. So
right.
Here's the thing. Do we want to be Knives Out or do we want to do like ranked choice?
This is a good question because here's the thing. I did not sit down and actually do my rankings. I was too busy editing and getting all these things thrown together for the show and then trying to figure out how to do multi-track recording, which didn't pan out. Sorry. But, it'll...
But Ken's got a list though, right? You got like...
I have my list, which is now, I guess, the official list.
You were asking, can I have Knives Out? Because I've already got them all.
Yeah.
I'm
ready. I got my swords back here. Watch out.
Yeah.
But that's a good question. So, yes, how do we want to go about this? Do we want to go through them and like each one be like, this is probably, upper echelon or like pretty poo-poo?
Well, I tell you what, I've got a list ready. So let's just go through the order that you've got them through. And then I will tell you where they are on my list. Right. And then we can debate how right I am.
Well, yeah, we'll discuss that amongst that and then compare it to Ken's list. Yeah, I like that.
Just a little right or fully right. That's where we'll
That works for me. So I have two little lists to go through because, of course, Goku goes through a lot of time passing in Dragon Ball. So we've got young Goku and adult Goku, and they have, myriad actors each. So I tried to do this in roughly the order in which they debuted these voices, but some of them I don't have it down to like the exact time, and some of them I might be entirely off, but you know what? We're going to try our best and we'll see how it goes. And so we're going to start out young first. Do you think is that going to work for you guys?
Yeah. Yeah. And I should say my two rankings are separate. I'm not ranking.
Okay, good.
I'm not mixing Goku ages.
Gotcha.
No. Let's not do that. We'll do it separately, young and adult. Because
I think for the record, and for I think other listeners as well, I only know of 3 English voice actors maximum for adult Goku at least. So, and maybe 1 or 2 and as a kid. So what are these 21 you're talking about? I'm going to find out for the first time here.
Exactly. We're all going to learn because same here. As I was going through, I'm like, oh, here's ones I've never heard before. So I get to.
You're counting my 10th grade PE teacher who decided to just do it. The voice over my recording, whatever. That was weird.
That was very strange. Weird that got on a DVD somewhere. Okay. So, young Goku, we're going to start number 1 with Barbara Goodson, who is from the Harmony Gold dub from back in, gosh, I couldn't remember if it was the late 1980s, if they actually dubbed it back then, or if this is early 90s.
But this is the one that people might recognize more. Like, I'll recognize it.
Probably not.
Harmony Gold?
Because
okay.
Harmony Gold was not something I don't think a lot of people were exposed to. Barbara Goodson, I think, amongst us, our peer group, really known for Rita Repulsa from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Also, Naoto, the main boy from Fooly Cooly. If you watched our Tenchi episodes, Yuzuha from Tenchi Movie 2. So, the main bad guy from there. So, let's hear a little bit of Barbara Goodson's Young Goku.
I don't know what kind of monster you are, but you're coming out of your shell. I've never met a girl. Yeah, I'm sort of an orphan. But Grandpa told me if I ever met one of you girls, I should be as pleasant as possible. Lena! Yeah, Lena, what's so funny about it?
I love that. I think that's great for a Goku. It kind of reminds me of like we watched that live action Korean or Chinese Dragon Ball movie. Kind of reminds me of what that kid sounded like. Did we watch it in Japanese or in English? I forget, but it's the same vibe as that, to me at least.
There's a lot of purity to this performance and naivete as well. Barbara Goodson is my number 4.
Ooh,
nice.
Okay. I would definitely say up there in the top picks. So.
Not knowing any of the other ones, that feels right.
Yeah, feels right. Starting at number 1. I mean, there's nowhere else to go
I
but
agree
down,
100%.
Right?
I don't need to hear the rest. This is number 4. Lock it in.
Exactly. Okay, well then let's move on then to number 2, which is Saffron Henderson, who is from the BLT dub of Curse of the Blood Rubies. Saffron Henderson, you might be able to recognize, was Kid Gohan in the Ocean dub of Dragon Ball Z. So you'll recognize that, but here is her take on Young Goku.
Stay right there. Don't you make a move. I've never met a girl. My grandpa told me about girls, but I've never actually seen one. Yeah, I'm sort of an orphan. Boma! It's just a whole lot sillier sounding than mine.
I don't know. I really like Saffron Henderson's Gohan, and I think I also really like this Goku.
I like that too. That was almost right there with Rita's Repulsa's. Barbara, sorry.
Saffron Henderson is my number 1.
Whoa! What about the differentiates that from Barbara?
There is just a level of almost the way she's like slurring the lines a little bit of a kid growing up in the country, right? This performance, even if the script never makes Goku out to be a hick in either kid or adult Goku in what we're used to as Americans here, or Westerners, English-speaking fans, she gives it in the role, which is especially amazing considering she's Canadian. And
as we know, Canadians can't do anything.
They can't emote.
What are you getting at, Ken?
Well, I'm just saying they wouldn't have that kind of natural. Like Goku should almost have a somewhat Southern accent,
right? If you're equating,
there's a South Canada.
Oh yeah, and Randy, they're just north of you.
True, but I'm just saying, they have. It's a huge country. It's got all sorts of different cultures in there. But yeah, Saffron Henderson's pretty good. Really, really high up there. So this third one, Brienne Brosey, also been credited as Brienne Siddall, is from doing... She did Young Goku in Dragon Ball GT Final Bout for the PS1.
Whoa.
You might recognize her for other things like Jim Hawking from Outlaw Star, the little smart boy that's there. Tsukasa from Dot Hack Sign. Done a whole bunch of stuff. And let's just do it. Let's just jump into this. So
that's almost not fair because I hear the Final Bout music in the background. I'm like, oh yeah, this is awesome. But I don't think the voice is doing it too much for me.
What I took into consideration with this one is that this is GT Goku. And so already an adult, this is a bit different than the other performances because it's a different character.
It should be played differently, yeah.
However, Brienne Brosey, or Siddall, is my number 5.
Just over Rita Repulsa.
There's an asterisk here, though, of, this is strictly GT Goku and not Kid Goku.
Right.
But for what it is, I think it's great. There's a certain playfulness, yet also the maturity there for how mature GT Goku can be,
Right.
So I have
think the
no
voice
issues with this performance.
Comes in like he sounds a little older too. If he's GT Goku, if he's still supposed to be like 11 years old, he sounds maybe a little more like 14, 15.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. So that's good to hear, Ken, because I don't know about you, but personally, like, I do love all of her performances. I've just seen and heard her in a ton of anime, because this is when I was watching mostly dubs, growing up. Like, she was kind of everywhere, and I always really enjoyed it. So I was like, oh, am I just kind of going off of nostalgia / really, just kind of pinning that there. So good to hear that. Definitely kind of like middle of the road, at least. And you also have to take into account, like, it's just battle stuff. There's really not a lot of chances
like acting,
to be
like, it's more like, hiya, like
not a lot of range.
Attack lines.
Exactly. So good to hear. Now, I apologize. I'm going to try to do my best for this name. It's tough for me. When I look at it, I'm like, okay, I gotta warm up for this.
Probably Kaylee.
Kaylee? Really? Okay. Because I was going to say Saley, but I don't know. Doug, what are your thoughts?
How do you spell this? Oh, I would say Kaylee.
Okay. Kaylee Julian Delgadillo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Delgadillo.
Go for that. So this was Funimation in-house of Dragon Ball movies 2 and 3. She also does Child Dende from back in the day. So there is that, and we're just going to jump in.
Let's see. It should be... Hey, there it is. All right.
Just a little bit there, unfortunately. I just took all of these from Behind the Voice Actors. They have a voice compare situation, and their clip was pretty short. And otherwise, I don't have those copies of the movies, so I don't know.
Okay. This one, for me, number 6. I just don't think the energy is quite there.
Yes, correct.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
not
fun.
enough rowdiness.
Right, yeah. It's I get her as Dende. Right? That's the appropriate casting.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Goku, not so much here.
Yeah. This sounds like generic child number 3.
Which number 6 then? That's not so bad. I'm worried where all the other ones are, because I believe we have 10 to go through. So
wow, they get worse or better. Well, I guess that's how this works.
All right, so now we've got Stephanie Nadolny, who is Funimation in-house, who did regular Dragon Ball and all of that, and came back to do Daima for Little Goku. So here we go.
So you thought you finished me off? There, that'll teach you to try to take my fish. A girl? Oh, so that's what you are.
So
we didn't need more than just 5 seconds of everyone knows this one.
Everyone knows. So I don't know. Going by performance, I've always thought that she has done a pretty great young Goku as opposed to a Gohan. I feel that Goku would sound more like a smoker than Gohan does. But maybe that's just me. What are your guys' thoughts?
Rita Repulsa kind of what is it? Grasp, or what's the one I'm looking for? The rasp. Yeah. But I think I preferred it from Barbara than I do from Stephanie. But it's of course so nostalgic. It's like that's what you think. You can't help but think of Gohan, or probably more likely in America Gohan. You would think of that voice than you would Goku. But yeah, I agree that I think she does do it if it's Goku better than it would have Gohan.
Stephanie Nadolny is my number 2 favorite kid Goku. Now let me explain why she's not number 1. Because GT and Daima happened. And I think her performances in GT and Daima, GT had a piss poor script, and so she was working off of that. And then Daima, right? But just not there. I have not seen a whole lot of the Daima dub by design, and but what I have seen is
wait, they dubbed Daima?
Apparently, what I have seen of her performance in Daima is just I don't think very good. But if we take just Dragon Ball into consideration, everything before the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai, I think is a really strong, very consistent performance. And if it was just that, she might be number 1. But again, GT and Daima happened, and that does knock her out of the number 1 spot.
Really? I think you're right in strong and consistent, But I still wouldn't put her at 1. I don't think I'd still put her.
I didn't. I didn't.
I wouldn't put her at 2. Like that. Like I think so far, Barbara is Barbara and Saffron Henderson. Yeah, are up there for me.
Yeah, again, remember Barbara is my number 4, so she's still up there for me. Who's number 3? We'll find out.
I know. Oh my god.
So this next one blew my mind because I didn't think about this. So normally, how we've done it in English is that Goku as an adult is played by a man, and then young Goku is played by a woman. This one was interesting. There is a flashback in Z when explaining like the whole red ribbon stuff.
Yeah, Roshi is explaining it to Meron, right?
I believe so. At the time, voicing adult Goku is Peter Kalamis, our second Ocean dub Goku. Peter Kalamis also does the role of young Goku in this flashback.
Really?
So, yeah, I was very shocked to hear that. So let's hear what Peter Kalamis sounds like.
Can't wait.
Oh man, sit down. Here we go.
Wow! I just knocked this block off and he's still standing. I don't know how. I'm not afraid of you anymore, Tao. Boing Nimbus! Hey, you're not welcome here.
All right.
Huh.
So I don't know. I like it. I think
this is like Ken's number 3.
Is that Doug's number 3? That's the real question. Like the first couple of clips in there, like, you know, being surprised that he had, I believe, knocked the one robot in Muscle Tower his head off. I believe that's probably what that part was from. Like, I don't know, the excitement that's there in his voice and like being able to bring it to that high is pretty interesting. I don't know if it's great because like I don't think that's a range you'll want to stay in.
There's a reason why we have mostly women voice younger characters. It just what comes off weird when a man does it. That being said, I think Peter Kalamis does a good a job as he could doing that. But
yeah,
I picture more of like 2013 Kaiichi Budokai Goku, like against Piccolo Jr. Like that age. I think that fits there more than a younger one would.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Peter Kalamis is my number 3.
What?
Now, let me explain. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
This is let me explain the episode.
Peter Kalamis's performance leaves me wanting more. I want to see what he could have done in this. It is very hard for and we'll get to it in a bit, what his adult Goku performance was like, what register he was at, to even be able to do what we listen to at all. Okay?
Yeah.
Like, for me to be able to go up to a higher voice, you really almost have to touch your voice box to remove all the bass out and then go up high. That's very difficult to do, and to do it for prolonged periods. So,
and screams.
Exactly. Yeah. When he yells Flying Nimbus, I buy it, right? I would have liked to have seen what he could have done more with this. And so that is why I'm amazed that he did it, that he was able to do it at that level. And I want to see what he could have done with more of it. So that is why he is my number 3.
I mean, they must have heard it in the recording studio. Like, let's see if you can do a younger one. Yeah, that works. And let's try that for that. And
we don't got to call Saffron in here. Peter, you just go for it.
Yeah.
It's got such the Peter Kalamis like voice. Like it's indistinguishable. It's indistinguishable. Like you can like really tell it's him. But I still think it's he's not playing it young enough. I don't think he can.
Well, again, like I'm sure for this they probably did like 1-2 takes, right? But like let him start from the beginning and like work through that voice. That's why I hear this and I'm like, I want to see what could have been.
Yeah, I'm all for that. Keeping the same voice actor from child to adulthood too. Like so, maybe even like I'd be okay with them doing some kind of like auto tune or whatever to his voice or whatever tuning to a voice to make him even higher pitched or make him sound more like a kid as well. Like just slightly. Because it's still his voice, but yeah.
Right. Just, I thought, incredible to be like, let's also have our adult Goku play young Goku. Just so wild, so cool.
In this economy? Yeah.
Now, I will say, you have now gon through my 1 through 6.
I was going to say, so here we go.
Yikes.
Wait, who was your number 1? I thought we didn't do number 1 yet.
So, to recap for the audience, my number 1 is Saffron Henderson. Number 2, Stephanie Nadolny. 3, Peter Kalamis. 4, Barbara Goodson. 5, Brienne Bosey / Sudal. And then 6 is Kaylee Duggadillo.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
putting that together, I can definitely see Ken's list. Like, yeah, I can see why you put them where you put them.
So next up, we've got Zoe Slusser, who did the Blue Water dub. And the only thing that when I was looking through her credits that I recognized was Sai Saichi from G Gundam, the Neo China Gundam pilot.
Bro!
And, right.
So what's the Blue Water dub? Like, show me what DVD that's in. If it ever got a DVD release.
Probably
I don't think it ever got a home release.
Okay. That's how I attach things. Like, oh, this came from like this box with like the blood, the 1 to 13 episodes plus the Blood of the Rubies movie pack for that one, and then.
Right. Well, it's kind of Ocean Group's budget sister studio from looking things up here on the Dragon Ball Wiki. I just did a search real quick, and that's what I got.
It never got like a DVD official release. It was just on TV. Right.
Produced by AB Group and Westwood Media. So there's what you got there. But never got a home release as far as I know. There's no way that stuff would have been there included.
Well, let's hear it.
So let's do it. Here we go. Zoe Slusser, Blue Water, Young Goku.
Well, I know all about girls. My grandpa told me about them. He also said that if I ever found one, I should be kind and generous and as polite as I can be.
Why?
Where do you think this is on my list?
Pretty low.
Ken, this is your number 3?
This is my number 10.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Oh.
I get what we're doing, but I don't think it still sells it for me.
People will do much worse. So for this to be your 10, okay.
This is so forced, and it's that classic Canadian tries to say about properly challenge.
Oh.
About. Wow.
A boot.
Ken's coming for the throat up there for the Canadians.
Well, hey,
Jeez.
like I said, I picture we get much worse after this, but I guess to hear that it's gonna get better after this is nice, refreshing.
I don't only just think this is the worst. I think this is the worst by far.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
The rest are just gonna be milquetoast.
We'll see. So this next one I have is Jodie Forrest, and she is part of AB Group, which is interesting because Zoe Slusser was Blue Water, which was produced by AB Group. So I don't know if this was like some episodes handled by whatever, but we've got Jodie Forrest, who's also one of our young Gokus. So let's give a listen.
You're the funny one. Your bald head looks like a brilliant bob. What happened to me? Will somebody tell me why I don't have any clothes on? That's it. It's my tail. I don't have my tail. It's gone. Somebody stole it. Call the police.
Was
somebody
that Mike,
stole my tail.
Was that Mike TV from Willy Wonka? That sounds just like it.
Here's the thing. I kind of really like it, and I would have loved to hear more of it. So that's where I'm at. Similarly, with it up there for Peter Kalamis, I'll say.
Good energy in this one, but nothing about it particularly stands out. It is my number 8.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. That's fair. And I assume because Canadian likely drops it down for you.
You know what, Randy? I don't see country, so.
Okay. That's fair. Alrighty. So now we've got Colleen Clickenbeard, who did Young Goku for the dub of Dragon Ball Movie 1. So this is past the Nadolny era, and now we've got Colleen, who came in to do Kai Gohan, and then is also doing Young Goku in that movie. So here we go.
She is also Goku, GT Goku in the Xenoverse games as well.
Right.
And probably Fighters as well.
And Sparking, because I don't actually know if they came back to do dubs for these characters in Sparking.
There was a period of time, for whatever reason, where Funimation was not working with the Nadolny. And so in that time, Colleen Clinkenbeard kind of assumed the role of Kid Goku.
True. Okay, let's jump into this. Here is a little bit of Colleen Clinkenbeard.
Come out of your shell, monster! Fight me face to face! What? I didn't say anything! What's going on? Shouldn't you have exploded or something? Flying Nimbus! Come here!
Okay, so we have her for it. I don't know how to feel. Like, I've always thought that she did a pretty handy job coming in and doing Young Gohan, but I don't know how I feel about Young Goku.
Yeah, I think that's the classic thing, is that she's a better Gohan than she is a Goku. She's also already Luffy, so just step off, all right? You are already a main shonen character.
Wow. Be a little greedy there.
She's my number 7.
Yeah, I never could jive with her. I did like immediately after she was announced and she like voiced the role of Gohan. I was like, okay, great. They removed like the quote unquote smoker voice of the previous of Stephanie. I like applauded that this actually does sound like a kid, like appropriately aged. But something about the performance, it just never jived with me too much.
Yeah, and there's also like Nadolny already has a kind of an accent, a southernish accent, and she incorporates that in her Kid Goku, whereas with Gohan, it makes sense for that accent to be a little bit more hidden, as in the Colleen Clinkenbeard performance, and so that's why for me, these two, right, like Nozawa, of course, brilliant, perfect, wonderful human being. She can balance those two voices and accents on her own. But it's not the case.
You got to talk to each other and then still see two different characters talking to each other.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, well, we've got one more here, and this is another one that I had never heard before. We've got Felice Sampler, who played young Goku, I believe, in some flashbacks in the Bang Zoom Dragon Ball Super dub. So, here we go, something pretty recent. So, Felice Sampler, Bang Zoom.
Okay.
Probably towards the bottom.
I said that my number 10 was the worst by far. I don't feel that way anymore. I think it's 9 and 10 are the worst by far. This is my number 9. I think this like reeks of fan dub. And like when you think of what the anime performance like cadence is, it is this.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's pretty bad.
Can I hear it one more time, please, Randy? Please, can I hear it?
Yeah, no problem.
And all of our audience just unsubscribed.
Yes, that's fine. You can live through 8 seconds. Here we go.
That was a dirty trick, Krillin. Get back here and give me that stone right now. Get things, get things, get things.
I get what you're saying now, Ken, about the fan-dubness of it all. Oh, man.
Yeah. All right, so Ken, give us your final 1 to 10.
Okay.
Young Goku.
Saffron Henderson 1, 2 Stephanie Nadolny, 3 Peter Kalamis, for whatever reason, 4 is Barbara Goodson, 5 Brianne Bosey, 6 Kaylee Delgadillo, 7 Colleen Clinkenbeard, 8 Jodie Forrest, and then 9 Felice Sampler, and 10 Zoe Salusar.
All right.
I would only switch. I would put Barbara at 2, but I wouldn't shift anything else. I would just put her in 2 and then slot everyone else down 1.
That's fair. I get that. I'm pretty much like, I'm going to side with Ken for all of these. I match all of these pretty well.
I think you're just amazed I put Peter Kalamis so high.
I am. Not going to lie.
You know, Peter Kalamis, Dr. Garot, both up here in terms of how much We Got a Podcast that proves.
Wow.
Yeah, man. That was a surprise because you said you're going to go to war, and I was like, oh, I'm going to feel really weird because I'm going to be like, Galavis, I like this. Let's give me some more of this. So.
I am more interested in our next batch, which is the adult Goku.
Boy,
I think this is really where this is going to be do or die with a lot of our listeners of where we fall here. So
true. So this first one, the audio is rough, but we're going to get through it together. I promise.
It's the only one you could dig up out of the vaults.
This is Jeffrey Watson, who is the Blue Water adultish Goku for the 23rd Budokai. And the only other credit to him that I was like, yeah, I know what that's like, is his Axel from Mega Man X8 for the PlayStation 2. So here we go. Jeffrey Watson, Blue Water adult Goku.
Oh yeah, super tough. Wow! I can't wait to see what the competition's like this year. One thing's certain, Piccolo's double is going to be one of them.
That was so not good.
When you go through behindthevoiceactors.com, this is the first one you listen to. And so when I listened to this, I was with both of you guys. However, I think it gets a lot worse than this. And so for me, this is my number 6. Like going in, I was like, oh, number 10, easy. And then as I listened to more of them and went, I'm like, oh no, this one, I took this one for granted. I think the kind of tone that he tries to hit, the like pitch that he's at, and the energy he's trying to bring to it. Yes, he's playing a very specific window of Goku, but with maybe better directing and better audio equipment and better recording, he could have done a lot with it. But because we don't get to see that, and because I'm not necessarily asking for it, and because it's not as bad as the ones that will come here soon, it's just middle of the road number 6 for me.
That's the thing we also have to like take into consideration. Not take into consideration, but just also like think about it, and like these are all like early anime in America, like
Wild West.
Voice actors. Yeah, like it's just like, hey, voice this thing from Japan. It's a cartoon. It's like, okay, I'll do my best. I don't know how I'm supposed to do it, so they just do it. And so, like, these are going to be bad, but it's not the voice actor's fault. 100%. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right there with Ken. Definitely has the potential to be better, possibly with a better, director helming things. So middle of the road, can't fault you there. So I'd go with that. Now we're getting to some ones that we all kind of know. We've got our first Ocean adult Goku, Ian James Corlett, who is him through season 1, which is like, through the Cyan arc. And that also did the edited for TV movie, Z movies 1 through 3. Can't remember if he did all 3, but I know he was there for some of those. So here we go. Ian James Corlett.
The double Kaioken attack won't work. I guess I'll try a triple. Sorry, King Kai, but I don't see any other way. I need to hurry.
I really like Ian James Corlett. He does a lot of good stuff. He's Mega Man from that Mega Man cartoon back in the day. So
Super Fighting Robot. Mega Man. Where do you think I put this one?
So I really do like Ian James Corlett's Goku. So I'm going to put it up above Jeffrey Watson for sure. I'm going to say maybe in the there are some good ones in here. Top 3, maybe number 4.
Because it's Ken, I'm going to say you put it at like higher than I expected at 5.
See, I'm waiting for him to be like way lower.
You guys are not giving me enough credit. This is my number 2.
Whoa.
And with a huge caveat of, I don't necessarily think this is a great Goku performance. Like if you compare
what the hell are we
it,
doing then?
Well, listen to me, okay? Against
this guy is great. He took me to dinner once. This guy is number 2 on my book.
You switch over to the Japanese track and you hear Nozawa. This is not the same character,
of course.
No. But there is, man, for our age range, right? Maybe younger listeners don't care as much, but this is such a nostalgic freaking voice for us, right?
Oh.
When we were getting into the series, this was the voice we were hearing. So I really can't in good conscience put this one any lower, right? I think, and I'll just go ahead and tell you right now, I think this is the best of the Ocean Gokus.
Okay.
So he's my number 2. I could have listened to him dub the whole series.
Yeah. I mean, there is that bias of like, this is, as soon as the voice came on and I heard it, like, oh, that feels so nostalgic. It's so good.
But this actor, right, like we were talking about the Wild West of anime dubbing. What could he have been in 2026 voicing Goku in Dragon Ball Super Beerus, right? What would that have been?
I don't think he gave this Goku any kind of like hickish accent, like even in the slightest. I feel like he's like reading it like as an adult with an education.
Yeah, it's the Superman.
Which is the only issue.
It's the superhero Goku voice that we kind of took forever to get out from under.
Right.
But even though this kind of set off this like dark path of where we would be with this character for a long time, there's just something about it. And I don't even know how to quantify or qualify how I feel about this voice, other than it's my number 2. And how dare you guys doubt me, then think I put it any lower.
I don't know how to qualify that. I don't know how to put a number on it, but I'm putting number 2.
I also would have really liked to maybe heard how he handled, being Super Saiyan, doing something a bit more serious. Like how much more serious could you do it for that?
I sure wish Dad was here.
Okay.
That's what I hear in my head. I don't know.
All right. So more Ocean from what it sounds like, lower than Ian James Corlett for Ken. But we've got number 2, Peter Kalamis. It could be. So we've got Peter Kalamis, who, as you heard before, young Goku. So what does his adult Goku sound like?
That there is a level beyond that of a Super Saiyan, and I will rise to claim it. I don't have time for all this talking. I'm gonna go get them. Flying Nimbus! I'll see you later.
I super love Peter Kalamis Goku.
I love his voice. I don't know about the acting for me.
A lot of that does come to the director. Peter Kalamis is my number 4.
Okay, I can settle for that.
And let me talk about Peter Kalamis before here. He's under Ian James Corlett because he is such a good voice match that before I became the kind of fan who knows things, I never knew
you never realized
the voice changed until Sean Schemmel came in.
Same.
Yeah. I thought it was all these guys and then just Sean Schemmel. I thought it was or just one guy and then Sean Schemmel. I thought that was it.
Yeah. I didn't, as a kid, I never noticed that there was a change between season 1, season 2 Goku for back then. Thought it was the same person, but
and that was the point. They got us, Randy.
Right. But then, I watched Z movies 1, 2, and 3 a lot. And just that's burned into my brain. I don't know if it is all nostalgia, why I would put him so high, or if it's just because I genuinely think that he does a really, really great job. But it's not included in here. But when he screams the Kaioken in movie 2, when he is frozen and explodes out of there, the first time I watched it in Japanese, I'm like, now was that just we didn't dub it and we just put the Nozawa track for there? No, totally different. But I thought it was so good. So
wow.
Yeah, I don't know. Peter Kalamis, good stuff. Now, this one is fun. This is from Dragon Ball GT Final Bout. This is Steve Bloom, who you might know as Spike Spiegel from Cowboy Bebop, Roger Smith from Big O, Tom from Toonami.
Come on, you're skipping his most iconic role, which is, of course, Gilman from Digimon Tamers.
Oh,
whoa.
Of course. Well, good job. He was also a 7-Eleven spokesperson for commercials for a bit there, which...
How do you know?
Because it was 2002, I had the TV on, and I hear, hungry, thirsty, oh, thank heaven. And I'm like, what the? Spike Spiegel? I was just thrown off by it.
Also, several guards in the Hitman World of Assassination trilogy.
Oh.
So, yeah, this guy, pretty big. So, lots and lots of stuff. Here we go. Steve Bloom, GT Final Bout.
So, let's see how strong you are. I'm the champion of the ultimate martial arts match.
So just a couple of things there. And again,
I wanted to hear more.
We only have so much because it's just battle banter and, show me how strong you are and so on and so forth. But
that's Spike from Cowboy Bebop too. That's just, I've never watched it dubbed. That's the same.
You missed the episode of Bebop where Spike enters that fighting tournament and then it's basically the same performance.
It doesn't sound like a cool guy. Which shouldn't Spike be, but I mean, I know Goku being cool is it's all a different thing, but Spike is what stereotypically cool you would think of, and that voice didn't, I don't know.
Steve Bloom is one of those actors, when he comes into something, it's the Leonardo DiCaprio moment from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, right? You're pointing at, you're like, oh, it's Steve Bloom. He's such a prolific actor with, like Randy said, a wide range. I am a huge fan of Steve Bloom's work. He's my number 8 as Goku. Get him out of here. This is bad.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he doesn't bring sort of any hickness or anything to it.
It's forced.
And it is just kind of, it's just Steve Bloom. Just no extra seasonings thrown in the mix.
Yeah.
We took him out of the freezer and defrosted him. And
who's this Goku guy? Just what's my motivation? Just say stuff.
Be energetic, I guess.
It's not even as Peter Kalamis as young Goku, right? Where I want to hear more. I don't want to hear any more of this. Steve Bloom, stay in your lane. It's a wide lane. Stay in it. This is not it. I know you could do Guilmon, and that blows my mind every time I hear it. And that's your little side lane that you're in, but you stay over there. This is not it.
Okay. No, very, very fair. All right. So now we come to the big guy. We've got Sean Schemmel. The big cheese.
Who?
Sean Schemmel.
Sean Schemmel.
Funimation in-house Goku, been around since, the Ginyu arc of things, continued to be Goku for all things Funimation since then. So we all know it, but here, let's just listen a little bit.
I can't believe I've gotten this much stronger!
I am the hope of the universe. I am the answer to all living things that cry out for peace. Or you could just call this a Super Saiyan 2.
All right. So
a mix of voices there.
What was that, Ken?
I want to hear where you guys are with this.
I'm trying to think how I feel.
I can get this started and tell you Sean Schemmel is my number one English Goku actor. I think a lot of that stems from the fact that he's been in this role for a quarter of a century. So he has evolved a lot. He is an actor who I think has only gotten better. He is a huge part of the reason why, if people want to watch Kai, honestly, they should watch it dubbed because his performance is so much better than it was in Z. The delta between those two performances is the inverse delta of Nozawa between Z and Kai.
Yeah.
Where she got worse, he got better in that specific part of the show. I think Sean Schemmel, a lot of it owes to the fact he's been in the role for so long. We have seen him, anime has changed around him, right? I use Naruto as a touch point for how manga translation changed, because in the beginning of Naruto, they used a translator and someone who would go and punch up all the dialogue. And then over the course of that, they changed how they did stuff, and they got to just one translator doing it. Sean Schemmel evolved with the Western anime industry. And I think he's fantastic. He has the perfect balance of understanding the levity to Goku and the knowing when to be serious. I do think the audio engineers at Funimation, now Crunchyroll, are smoking the ganja when they do his voice modulation in Super Saiyan 4 and Autonomous Ultra Instinct. I think that stuff sucks and they should not do it. But we're talking about Goku here as a character and not what the audio engineers did to him. I would say, I think he is fantastic in this role now, and getting to see that road to get there was great.
At first, I was getting ready to just dog on him, but I was really he is after you said that, Ken, number one, you're right. There's compared to everyone else on the list, of course he's the one that has mastered it after so many years of playing this character. If anything, he's got to be number one at this point, right? Right, Randy?
Yes. So I had said that I don't know how to feel here. And because I'll be honest, I was having a hard time being objective because I am a huge fan of the original Japanese version, as all three of us are.
Right.
But whenever I don't know, something that activates in my brain, it's Sean Schemmel Goku, and I'm just for some reason my brain is he's the reason why everything is the way that it is, even though obviously not. And Ken is 100% correct. He's, evolved with the role, evolved with the anime industry, and honestly is number one there. I will say that. It's just something in my brain is just kind of no, I can't. I don't want to give any little inch there.
Right. But it just makes sense that he is because of all the time and effort he's put into it.
Yes.
How much passion he has to be that character. It really does show in the cons he's at, interviews he does. It really is and I'll be honest with you guys, when I read the manga, even though I want to envision Nozawa's voice, I picture Sean's. I don't know if that's just because I grew up with his voice or whatnot, but this is a voice when I read the manga.
Yeah, it's like him as Goku is the voice, and I hear Tiffany Vollmer still as Bulma in my head. It's that kind of thing. Those voices that became so iconic and what canon moments or something for me, right, of those characters. Obviously, right, Doug, you and I have talked about how, we've had our history as dubbies, right? And for me, it's really only been a decade of appreciating the Japanese version more than the English version. And so I'm ride or die Nozawa, right? But for me, Sean Schemmel, that's English Goku.
Right. If we're removing the whole Japanese side of it and everything, then Sean Schemmel's number one. As much as I like Peter Kalamis and Ian Corlett and everything like that, those voices, I think just Schemmel has mastered it, the range at least. Which, I mean, hell, if Ian Corlett or Peter Kalamis stuck with it this whole time as equally, they might be better. But right now, it's just Sean Schemmel.
All right, enough glazing of this guy.
Yeah, we're just talking about his performance here. We're not talking about anything ancillary to that.
Right.
True.
Right.
Exactly. All right.
Goku.
So
Goku Black? We're not talking about that.
Might not even been his choice for some of those things that happened. But anyway, let's move on to our next one, which is Ocean Dub number 3 for Goku. Right around the Cell Games, we switched from Peter Kalamis, who wanted to go and work more on his stand-up career. So in stepped Kirby Morrow, who, the big one that I can think of, he's Moroku from Inuyasha. Will you please bear my children and Wind Tunnel and so on and so forth.
Oh,
so,
that guy. Okay.
Yeah. So here's his Goku.
She's not still terrorizing all the people of Earth, is she?
I'm sorry that took so much longer than the others. This is what I call a Super Saiyan 3.
Dende, you'd better tend to Vegeta first. He really got the tar beat out of him.
So, first of all, that's Super Saiyan 3. Okay, was not expecting Kirby Morrow to pull that out. So, that impressed me. But, yeah, I can't hear anything but Moroku, or I'm trying to remember who he played in X-Men Evolution. Was he just Cyclops? I think he was Cyclops. But, I don't know. I don't know how to feel. I have not been exposed to him a lot in this role, but I do not hate what I hear.
That's the thing about this, is that this is not a Goku who, unless you go out and seek out this specific dub that never aired in the US, and this dub never did all of Z anyways. Unless you seek this out, you don't even know this happened, right? But I think in the way that, like, Kalamis was a good voice match for Ian James Corlett, I think Kirby Morrow is a great voice match for Kalamis. And so it's like, this is the logical, if Corlett's not going to come back to do it, then you Kirby Morrow right here. He's my number 5, just under Peter Kalamis. So I can give a real quick recap here of where we're at. Number 1, Sean Schemmel. 2, Ian James Corlett. 4, Peter Kalamis. 5, Kirby Morrow. 6, Jeremy Watson. And then 8, Steve Bloom.
Okay.
Okay.
A nice spread there. Doug, how are you feeling about Kirby Morrow?
Take it or leave it. I didn't feel any one way or the other with him.
Okay. That's very fair. What did you think about that Super Saiyan 3? I felt like that's a pretty big leap.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, is this the same guy as the clips around it? This sounded so different, and I couldn't tell if I liked it or not. But I think I did like it. I was like, whoa. I think I was just thrown off hearing the line that I've heard so much by Sean, spoken by someone else with such good in a professional way, like a good dub of it. True.
Yeah. Alrighty. So next up is David Gassman, who is Big Green Dub. There's got to be an official name for the studio and not just
Big Green Dub.
It's Big Green as the studio, but thank you. All right, so here we go. David Gassman, Big Green.
Right, there's no time to lose. I'll go and find them. Come, Magic Cloud. I'm going. See you later.
If you don't mind, try to be careful this time.
Always.
So there was a comment, because clearly he did more than just this portion here, but somebody had, like, on Anime News, behind the voice actors, was David Gassman is such a good Goku because he's the only one who can, when he's thinking to himself in his mind, cough. So they didn't do a second take if he coughed in the middle of the line while Goku's just thinking to himself. Like, he can cough in his brain. Wow.
I think this is an insane performance. Easily my number 11. I think, this dub is notorious for its choices that it makes along the way. However, even though this is my number 11, and this doesn't change the fact, I want to hear more of it, because I'm like, in an ironic way, right?
This is my number 2 because I want to hear more. I want to hear the entire dub like this.
Let me hear David Gassman against Beerus. I want to hear what that's like. And then who they would Big Green dub cast as Beerus. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe an actual cat.
Big Green, David Gassman, I would love to hear the Hope of the Universe speech from.
Yeah. I'm the hope of the universe. Something crazy.
Yeah. Alrighty. So next we have Nesty Calvo Ramirez, who is the Philippines English dub by the Creative Group, I believe is just what that one is called. And this one, again, audio is pretty rough. As far as I know, this was just Z Movie 5, so Kula number 1. And my fan subs CDs that I've got back there, that one is not in Japanese. That one is this dub. So the first time I'd heard it was this. And so it was interesting. But here we go.
I will not let you down. You have no right to take the life of any living creature!
So,
not
with the rough
horrible.
audio, right, it's tough. But, like, I don't know, in just the vacuum of movie 5, and just, like, that section, because I believe this is, the bird dies or whatever, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Listen to
pretty low.
The cadence of that. I will not let you be the one to take me down. That is YouTube fan dub anime.
Oh, really?
Cadence.
That just reminded me of Schemmel's like, I would not let you destroy my world.
That is like these kids who do like the quiet yell into their microphone, like,
oh yeah,
like that. That's what I get from this performance. Number 10.
Oh wow.
Wow. Okay. Above Gassman, though. Interesting.
I like this. So
I want to hear more of Gassman. Yes. I think he's objectively the worst one, though.
That's fair. That's very fair. Yeah. It would have been interesting to hear more, I think, than just one movie, and also higher quality audio. Who knows? I don't know under what situation that dub handled things, but this doesn't really signal very good to me. But we've got another one here, Jeremiah Yerk. So Blue Water GT dub, and so when he is like Super Saiyan 4 and things like that. Found out he also does Android 8 from the Blue Water Dragon Ball dub. So yeah, so here we go, Jeremiah Yerk.
I wondered who I should thank for sending me to this wonderful place, but even a failure, so-called, who trains hard, has the potential to become the strongest of the Saiyans.
There's a weird pause before the so-called, and I assume this is just some odd direction / lip flaps we've got to match.
Have you ever seen the Pinocchio movie with like the what's the guy's name? Paul Giamatti? Not Paul Giamatti, but it's like, father, why don't you let me go? Become a real boy. It's the same kind of cadence and bad acting as that.
Vocal quality, I do like it. Like, I think maybe if we had some better direction, I don't want to say lacking acting quality, because who knows? But voice, I liked it, kind of.
I'm looking at my list here, and as I'm hearing this back, and we've been discussing this, and I'm thinking about it again. It's my number 7, so just under Jeffrey Watson and above Steve Bloom. I think on any given day, I could swap out 6 and 7 here. So him, Jeremiah Yerk, and Jeffrey Watson. I mean, this is just like so whatever to me, almost to a fault. And so maybe I would leave it lower than Jeffrey Watson, because I don't feel like this is doing anything. I don't feel like this is Goku.
Yeah.
Like, this is so many steps removed from Ian James Corlett now that it's like, I've lost the charm. I've lost the plot of this performance that was being done, because we've copied it so many times, and this is what I get.
If this was the 23rd Budokai Goku, I think that works better. But like GT adult, where we are a grandfather, I don't, granted, Goku is a lot more youthful and energetic. I don't know.
If I think about Super Saiyan 4 Goku, of what I remember from GT, there's like a certain snarkiness to the way that he is. And I think a lot of that came across in Schemmel's performance in GT, what I've seen of that. And I don't feel like that's here at all. Like, I can kind of hear it in the script, but I don't hear it in the performance.
Yeah, no, that's very true. So yeah, vocal quality, I'm interested, but the actual performance of it, I don't think is super great. So putting it on the lower end, I get it. Doug, did I just entirely forget, or did you already give your say?
I said my say. I'm looking at trying to look up the actor that I'm thinking of from Pinocchio.
Looking up Pinocchio. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna have to pull you out of your Pinocchio search to go on to Mazako X from Team 4-Star. Oh, yeah, that's right. Dragon Ball Z Abridged. Let's do it. How well does he do?
All right. Okay, guys, I'm going to Bulma's place. By the way, taking the beans.
I am the terror that flaps in the night! I am Son Goku! And I am a super...
Saiyan. By the way, I can teleport.
So...
That's a good
abridged
spread of performances you picked out, because this one was not on Behind the Voice Actors, so I think you did a good job collecting those. Masako X, I have been told multiple times that he and I resemble each other, and he should count himself so lucky. He's my number 3, just under Sean Schemmel and Ian James Corlett.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely would put him at least in the top 5 for me. So that seems fair. I've always appreciated it. Like, first hearing, I'm like, okay, first of all, the jokes, we've got deep cuts that are for the freaks like us. So I was like, okay, cool. We've got the script is nailed down for that. And I've always really liked his Goku. And, granted, there's not as many opportunities to be serious and have that much range because, of course, this is a comedy sort of thing. But I've always felt like he has done a pretty dang good job, covering all of that.
Yeah, this one benefits from the fact that he came into this as a fan already. He's got the chops to do it. The directing work, which I believe was Kaiser Neko, directed Team 4-Star. He did a great job directing, so I think you have all of these elements in play to make this a really special performance. It's just that to me, those 2 official performances above him live so strongly in my heart, and they're official, and this one is a fan dub, even though it is incredibly high quality, and much like Schemmel evolved, we talked about his evolution, I think Masako X just kept getting better as Goku as they went along. So I think number 3 for me. I mean, that's still high praise.
I think the only flaw is that it's just like by design mimicking Sean Schemmel. So it's just like, I think
he's in Nozawa's territory.
Oh, I don't know.
Hence the name.
I mean, yeah. For me, it comes off as Sean Schemmel, like the giddy happiness part when Sean does that part. It's like that, but the entire time. For
Can
me,
I hear that? Yeah, here's the thing. I would, maybe there has been some clips out there that he's done. I would love to hear just like his take for just like a regular, scene, not abridged. Just, I would like to hear unabashed, just like straight up.
Not
Goku.
during the remake of the Cell games in the tournament.
Right. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, super great job. I love it. Really, really good stuff. So now we've got our last one here. And this is Lex Lang, who provided the voice of Goku in the Bang Zoom super dub.
What is Bang Zoom again? Oh, that's the channel? Like Zoom? Like
it was a Southeast Asian production but made in the US. So it's
in California, I believe, which is where Bang Zoom is.
I thought that was like Nicktoons called like their subsection of that hour, like Toonami, but it's like Bang Zoom.
Doug, I want you to grab any anime DVD you have from the like late 90s, early 2000s, and just go to the credits and tell me how many of them you see Bang Zoom as the dubbing studio for those, because it's a ton of them. Like Pioneer / Genion was always Bang Zoom. So like been around for a long time. But yeah, for whatever reason, you doing English speaking countries outside the US, they're like, let's do it in a different dub rather than just use in-house Funimation. I don't entirely understand the reasons behind this, but, we have an alternative English dub for Super for that, which is an interesting choice. Anyway, he known for Sanosuke from Rurouni Kenshin, Krim from Dot Hack. I'm a big Dot Hack fan, so every time there's an actor from here, I'm going to bring it up. Goemon from the best Lupin dubs.
Yeah, this is Lex Lang. He's Goemon. Or Goemon.
But this is not his first time doing Dragon Ball. You see, Dragon Ball GT Final Bout for PS1, he played Mystic Gohan. So, returning to Dragon Ball for Bang Zoom for Super, we have Adult Goku.
I love the challenge of fighting people who are stronger than I am. Now stay with me here because I'm a Super Saiyan who's also a Saiyan who's gained the purity of a Super Saiyan God. You understand? So, you gonna show me what you got or what? And at this point, the truth is you don't have nearly enough energy left to defeat me.
Do I really like his Goemon? This is what this makes me think about.
I think, listen, I like Lex Lang in just about everything else I've heard him in. I think this and literally everything else I've heard from this Bang Zoom dub is atrocious. I think this is the worst thing I've ever heard him in. I think this is an appalling Goku performance. He does this. The timbre is so different from anything else we've heard. Number 9. Nope. Don't want to hear any more of it. They didn't even do all of Super, and thank God.
Yeah, I am not a big fan. There was like that second clip in there where he's, more of a giddy, happy mood. And I'm like, okay, there we're working with something. But I think everything else in there was pretty subpar. And I was not big into it.
Yeah. All these other roles, except for did they call him Mystic Gohan?
I'm pretty sure that is what it is in there, but otherwise maybe I'm misremembering.
So it would have been in the
Pauly
Atari
Shore.
version.
That's the name of the Pinocchio actor. Sorry.
Okay.
Probably nailed it.
Glad we're there. Now, can you come back to tell us about your thoughts on Lex Lang's Goku?
Yes. Number 1.
Wow. All right.
Yeah. I was listening.
Clearly
no, yeah, I agree. That was atrocious. Number 10. I'm not about that.
Number 9.
Number 9 for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
For me.
It's 2 worse ones.
Doug, what's your list?
Just says Pinocchio from 1 to 9.
It just says Pauly
I just needed
Shore.
to know. I'm sorry. What you guys
Exclamation
like? I need to know. Whatever.
It's not our fault. You're the one that randomly thought about Pinocchio and decided to go down that rabbit hole.
I'm
all
my
on
own
your
worst enemy.
Okay, so Ken, give us what your list is, because I'm also pretty on the board here for the same thing. There's a couple I might flip around, but let's hear it.
Number 1, Sean Schemmel. 2, Ian James Corlett. 3, Masako X. 4, Peter Kalamis. 5, Kirby Morrow. 6, Jeffrey Watson. 7, Jeremiah Yerk. 8, Steve Bloom. 9, Lex Lang. 10, Nesty Calvo Ramirez. 11, David Gassman.
Oh, Magic Cloud.
Yeah.
I'd say everything there is pretty on the ball.
Like 1 to 5, I recognize the names, and after that, the names are lost to the wind again with me. I thought I learned something, but nope, those names are just going to be gone as soon as this podcast is done.
I think one of the most alarming things I realized here was 8, Steve Bloom. 9, Lex Lang. Actors who, in everything else that they do, pretty much,
right.
I enjoy those performances. Do not play this guy. Yeah. You are not that guy. You are not that guy,
pal.
Yeah, it's very strange because when I was putting down the list, I'm like, oh man, Steve Bloom, he's going to be up there because that dude's A+ stuff. I was like, nah. I wanted to hear more, but saying, oh, maybe it was just a better direction, like that could be literally everybody. So like, who knows?
True.
But it's tough. I got to take it what it is. He's in the 8 range there, which is that's how it goes. At least my buddy Peter is up there, and that's right, he's my buddy. We play poker.
Try and prove him wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Try and prove me wrong.
I can't believe how kind of in line we all seem to be here, for the most part.
Right? Yeah. Because you were like, let's go to war. You thought it was going to be what in your mind? Because you thought about this a lot further ahead. Where did you think we were going to land?
Peter Kalamis more, or we put Steve Schemmel higher, or what?
I really don't know. Maybe I was just I was trying to hype up the show, guys.
Where does Pauly Shore fit in all of this?
Well, Pauly Shore, dude, he's got to be number 1. Is that even a Pauly Shore voice? I have no idea.
A little bit.
I don't think so.
A little bit. All right. I'm at least a number 8. A Pauly Shore voice.
You're better than, what is his name? God dang it, I forgot. Oh, David Gassman.
I'm just miscast as Pauly Shore. I'm sorry.
That's true.
Not against you.
Okay. Well, seems like we're all kind of in agreement here, but we're going to take a quick break and then we're going to come back and hear what you guys had to say about your thoughts on English Gokus. So we'll catch you here in just a sec. Alrighty, welcome back to more We Got a Podcast, but now we get to hear what you guys had to say about the many English voices of Goku. Ken, as always, manning the blue sky. asking people, what do you think about this?
It was my most unhinged thumbnail. So if it takes you aback for a second, I basically I found the least flattering photos of Schemmel and Calamus, because I knew that Calamus picture existed of him. With, I don't know if that's an emo or scene haircut he was trying to pull off. Does not work. So I have those two photos. And then when I discovered that Saffron Henderson was like a rock pop Canadian star, I'm like, okay, I got to get that in there. And then I'm like, what can make this seem like American? So it's, we got a podcast in a Costco type logo style and then hamburgers in the background.
That makes so much more sense now.
Inspired. God, I love it so much. Well done, Ken. Just knocking it out of the park. Having a good old time. Okay. So then, Ken, do you want to take this first one here from Jacob Sawyer?
Sure. I think the current cast is pretty great. My favorite Goku is Ian Corlett, and I really enjoyed Brian Drummond's Vegeta. Well, Jake, we're not talking about that yet. They were the ones...
that podcast.
They were the ones I encountered first, though, so they probably imprinted on me. Yeah.
Very fair. That happens to all of us. It's a lot of the times when I watch something new, I'm like, I got to watch it in Japanese first. It's like, well, the dub is probably fine. I'm like, yeah, it's probably great. But you know what?
Great, but...
I want this to imprint on me. I want the original. Dang it.
Yeah, it's true.
This is how it goes. All right. So we have our sassy Tyson, T. Hallam.
I would say incendiary.
Who submitted an image, which is, of course, this one that's like, a bell curve graph where we have a low intellect person on the bottom who says, Schemmel is best English Goku. And then the top of it, we've got this crying nerd who says, no, the Ocean/Saban/Westwood dub is superior. Funimation is evil, and the screaming in Z Movie 2 is amazing. I did say that. Sorry. I only love Ian James Corlett and also Peter Calamus and also Kirby Morrow. Also Brian Drummond for that one water Vegeta scene and Scott McNeil and just gets cut off. And then, of course, we have at the end, our person in the hood says, Schemmel Kai is best English Goku. Which is what we said.
I think that's exactly my arc in this episode alone.
Yeah. I brought up the Screaming in Z Movie 2, so you got me. In 4K, you got me.
Jake.
Schemmel's just the right answer for that, so yeah.
Jake, J. Lunar S. says, Corlett is still my headcanon English adult Son Goku after all these years. While I wholeheartedly feel he's miles ahead of any era of Schemmel, yes, including his screams, I don't have a pick for, quote, most accurate to match Nozawa. I would feel like for heirs to Nakao or Sinclair to Morita. In that latter there, he's talking about Whis.
Yeah, man. Corlett's good stuff.
I always thought, not knowing any of these voice actors' names, I always thought it was Peter Calamus that I liked, or like the voice in my head. But no, it's actually Ian Corlett. His voice is that's like stuck with me.
Calamus is probably in your head because of some drama that happened over the years that we don't necessarily need to dwell on. But that's why that name associated with Goku is probably in your head. And if you aren't editing Wikipedia articles about who played Goku when, then you might just be thinking about Calamus.
It's not in my mind, guys, but what a badass name Ian James Corlett is too. It's just shout out.
It's good stuff. Kai Alone says, I don't know if this is a hot take, but I do really enjoy Mazako X's English take on the character, though it's probably the one I'm most familiar with too, as someone whose first language isn't actually English. Of course, there's a difference between Team 4-Star's material and the official stuff, so it's hard to say how he'd perform in an official dub style. And I don't just mean basic tone and such, because Dragon Ball Z Abridged does get earnest moments too. Aside from that, Sean really isn't too bad for what Dub Goku is, especially since he got decades of experience with the character at this point. But I do feel other official Goku dub actors like Ian and Kirby are underappreciated. Who knows how good their Gokus could have gotten had they been able to voice him as consistently as Sean has.
That's what I'm going to call official English voice actors now. Finglish.
Finglish.
That really is Sean Schemmel's secret weapon, is that he has been doing this character for so long. Like probably up there with like Joshua Seth and the company who did like Digimon, in terms of how long he's been voicing a character, and even then he's been doing it way more regularly than the Digimon crew has been.
Yeah. And it's just secret weapon, not saying that his skill didn't also help with that. It is like the passion that he has with it. Can't stress that enough. That he does really love the character and doing it.
He is passionate about this role. Some might argue to a fault, but that passion does come through, I think.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Russ, who we know as Kaiju Comicast, says, as controversial as it may be, it will always be Sean Schemmel for me. He has improved so much since the first recordings, and I think he's incredible now. He can seamlessly go from Waku Waku to, are you talking about Krillin? I don't know if I blew my mic
really
out
great choices there, Russ.
I think it was like Battle of Gods airing in theaters when I sat down and was listening to the dub of it after being like a Japanese side of the fan for it for so many years at that point, that I'm like, oh, this is really passable now. This is good stuff. Like, this is a good dub now. I can actually recommend this to my friends. Like, if you need to hear it in English, then yeah, watch it in English. I have no problem with that anymore.
Yeah, there's still bits like when we can get into it, King Kai, also Schemmel, doing the Nokia phone ringtone thing, and it's it's not as perfect of a dub as you want it to be, but yes, it is. Right. It is the English dub of that story.
Yes. Yeah. Same here, Doug. I kind of had distanced myself from listening to it in English for a long, long time, and it wasn't until I saw Resurrection F in theaters. So I was like, okay, this is kind of my first time being exposed to the English dub in a long time. So I was like, oh, okay, you know what?
Time does heal all wounds.
All right, we got Nerdy Norwegian, who says, my first time hearing the Dragon Ball characters speak was Budokai 3 in the standard language option was English, so by default, Sean Schemmel was and still is my Goku. Shame he's apparently a bit of a douche IRL because he has nailed every aspect of Goku IMO. A shame he didn't get to that level until they were done dubbing the 3 original series. Nadolny is also a favorite as Kid Goku. Clickenbeard is a better Gohan, but being constantly reminded about her IRL issues has made it harder to enjoy her performances as Goku. Shame as even though she struggled a bit in Daima, she has been great in form in Sparking Zero, Kakarot, and Legends. My first time hearing the Dragon Ball characters speak... Oh, sorry, that's just... Gotcha.
I would disagree about, like, him getting to that level. Like, people forget he did do the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai. And even though the script in that part, like they totally botched the stuff with Chi-Chi, I think he's great in that part of the series, doing that younger Goku in Dragon Ball. And it also helps that like they kept the Kikuchi music for that part, right? So it's true. If he feels more at home there, and I think that was really, of like, you want to say the OG era of Schemmel, I think that was like the best that he had, which was also at the end of it. So.
Well, again, yeah, more experience. Well, I mean, not really doing a lot for Goku at that point in Dragon Ball because, you know, it's mostly Nadolny doing young Goku.
It sounds like we have to do a whole podcast rating just Schemmel alone and his years of like voice acting.
I don't even know how to prep for that. Doug, you're in charge of that one, Doug, okay? You put that.
I'm not against it. Not right now, but we can definitely. I think that'd be kind of a fun thing because I should go back and I should listen.
No,
to
it'll just be like a graph like this going this way.
A Schemmel through the years podcast retrospective. Can you imagine an episode of the show that Mike, Aka, Vegito EX would want to listen to less? I challenge you.
Guest starring Sean Schemmel himself.
Yeah,
we're gonna get him on the show.
As much as we love and respect you, Mike, you aren't the only listener.
I tell you what,
so.
Doug, if you can find a way to get Sean Schemmel on a Sean Schemmel retrospective podcast episode of We Got a Podcast, listeners, if any of you can make that happen, we'll 1,000% do it.
1,000%. I'm not letting him sign a figure of mine, but he can be on the podcast.
Zeon, Lady Zeon says, Peter Calamus has always been my personal fave. Credit where it's due. Schemmel has improved so much from his Z days and is high up there too. Though in my ideal dub, I'd love to hear Masako X take a serious crack at the character.
Yeah, man. That could be something great.
Yeah.
Will be good. And Lady Zeon's right. You know, Peter Calamus is pretty great too. So
Rolf.
Thanks for that. We've got Mike Rogers here. I don't. Is this a new name or is this one that doesn't pop up too often? But we got Mike Rogers says,
familiar.
"Yeah, we've got Mike Rogers who says, I enjoyed the ocean dub actor for his range. Now, Mike, I hope that you listened to this episode and learned there's actually more than one.
Yeah.
And, yeah, so I'd love to know which one.
It's a credit to especially Calamus that if you don't know, you don't know.
Right. True.
That's the true.
We've got Papa HRF, who's written in before. They're just making sure the big green dub is English. So I'm going to jump into the next one here. Matt, Music Fighter, who I think might be first-time writer, says, I enjoy Masako X, Schemmel, and Calamus. Though I'm also going to add my hot take that I will not let you destroy my world is a bad line. Jake jumps in to say that he cringed at theaters when that scene played out. Yeah, not the best line. Yeah. That's a script.
Yes, it's not his fault. It's the script. Yeah.
Right. But yeah, man, those are the top three. Are those actually your top three, Ken? Was Masako X, Schemmel, and Calamus?
No, it was Schemmel, Ian James Corlett, and then Masako X. And I do wonder how many people here are saying Calamus when they probably actually mean Ian James Corlett. And they're like Doug, who thought it was just Calamus.
Yeah.
Because it's such a good voice match.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if like a lot of people are listening to this being like TIL, WGP TIL, right? I don't know if I have the graphic for that anymore.
We'll find it. We'll make a new one. It's all right. Got GGF says, it's got to be Schemmel for me. I think he's really good these days, which is saying something since I think he may have actually been the worst actor in the old Z dub. With one of the most wooden performances out there, he really decided to lock in for Kai and beyond, so credit where it's due. Sadly, I'm just young enough to have not been around for any of the other English Gokus, though, aside from Steve Bloom in Final Bout. So yeah, There you go. I don't know what you thought about Steve Bloom in Final Bout, but you were there for it. I think that's great.
There is a great bit in the, we've talked about this before, the Goku versus Vegeta featurette that came in the Ultimate Uncut DVD set. It might also be in the Orange Brick somewhere or in that 30th anniversary Blu-ray set they did a while ago, where Sean Schemmel talks about coming into the role to replace Calamus and then likens it to when they changed the actor of Ronald McDonald and how he was, quote, livid. And I learned the word livid from Sean Schemmel in that moment, and it is now part of my everyday vernacular. So thank you, Sean Schemmel.
That's hilarious. I was livid.
Yeah. Noah, aka Jello Shots. I think Schemmel's performance in Kai is the best Goku has sounded in the dub. Kai was my introduction to the series when I was a kid, and he sounded perfect in that role. Then I got back into the series a few years ago with the Orange Bricks and realized how much he improved since the early days. And you only know a fraction of it because a lot of that Orange Brick stuff is redubbed.
Right.
Well, I think it was a lot of Chris Sabat doing a lot of redos, but I don't think there's as much Schemmel, is there?
Definitely Sabat and Sonny Strait did a lot of redubbing. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know how much for Schemmel, because I think by that point Schemmel had moved out to California and wasn't local to do those performances anymore. And this is like in an era before everyone started dubbing from their home studios.
Right. Yeah. Makes sense. Well, cool. Thank you guys. Thank you everybody out there for, chiming in. A lot of thoughts about your favorites for adult Goku. Not a lot of people voicing their thoughts on young Goku. So,
started
it's late,
at Raditz,
but yeah. But if you could just, I'm interested. This is going to be like a week plus after you've written in. Respond. I want to see. Let's hear what you guys have to say about young. Yeah. Or in the comments too. Yeah, perfect. We'd love to see that. And we also love to see trivia here from our Trivia Deity Zenpai.
God darn it.
It takes so much for me not to say Trivia Deity Denpai now because it's in my brain. So I'm going to give you 3 questions here real quick. Here we go. How old will Masako Nozawa be this year? Closest to the actual number wins.
Oh, no. Is she 82?
83.
Oh, Ken wins because she was precisely 90 years old.
Oh, okay. I thought he was on the money.
Yeah, I thought we were already in the 90s, but then I chickened out, and I'm like, all I have to do is guess higher than Doug because I know Doug's too low.
Right. Time comes for us all, and I hate it. Question number 2. How old was Masako Nozawa when she started acting? Closest to the actual number wins. Not when she first voiced Goku, so we can't do some math there. How old was she for her first acting
I remember
role?
seeing a video of her like really young, like doing interviews and stuff. So it's crazy how long she's been in the game. I was gonna say young, like 20, but I'm just gonna do some mind games and say 32. So I'm gonna say she got in it late.
Okay.
Yeah. She started Goku late, so if we think 40 years ago, that means she would have been 50 starting out as Goku. And then I know she was in that original dub of that one Gegege Kitaro or whatever like that, wasn't she? And that was older than Dragon Ball, I believe. I'm going to say 40. Again, yeah, I'm going to agree with Doug that this was a late start.
Couldn't be more wrong. Very early start, 3 years old.
Shut the front door, Randy.
Was she child model?
That door is staying open.
She was the OG Gerber baby.
I'm doing some quick math here, and I'm getting a little scared. Some stuff happened in Japan over the course of this lifespan.
Oh, no. Not going to do that.
No.
All right. Number 3. Besides her Guinness World Record of longest career voicing a single character, which other notable award does Masako Nozawa have? Now, all these questions have been about Masako Nozawa.
I can tell you.
This was English Goku's.
What?
If these are all Sean Schemmel ages, I would have nailed it.
I do know the answer to this. Doug, do you know the answer to this one?
That's like best voice actor in the world award.
She received some award. I don't know exactly what it's called, but it's like Cultural Impact Award in Japan, where she now receives like a regular stipend. She probably already doesn't need to work another day in her life, but she gets a regular stipend from the Japanese government for that.
This is like recent too, like within the past 5 years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But what was it called?
She is the first and so far only voice actor to be honored as a, quote, person of cultural merit by the Japanese government. She accepted the accolade, quote, in the name of all voice actors.
So basically disqualifying any others. It's like, guys, I got this. This is me. I'll take it.
You can't have it.
Yeah.
It's just for me.
That's only because Sean Schemmel was busy that day. He couldn't accept.
He gets the cultural merit accolade.
Sean, if for some reason in the road of someone trying to get you onto this podcast, if you're listening to this and stewing, we all ranked you our number 1. So
that's true.
All right.
We're not denying.
Keep that in mind. Always remember
you got chops, kid.
Yeah, you're gonna go far.
Keep an eye out for this guy. All right. Well, thanks for listening. We love interacting with you, keeping you in the conversation, talking about our favorite franchise in the world. You can post at us on our Blue Sky at We Got a Pod. That's at wegotapodcast.com. And you can email us, new email, show@wegotapodcast.com. That's right. Just for this show. Do that. So that way I stop getting emails. It's like, here's what happened on your Instagram lately. I don't care.
Oh, yeah.
I made an account, but I don't post there. Stop filling my inbox with it because I don't want to look at any other emails when all I see is that.
But yeah, also we wanted to give a big shout out to Rifti Beats for letting us use this track, Kakarot theme, hip hop trap remix. You can find that track and other great music by Rifti on his SoundCloud. Ken, where can the people find you?
You can find me at detectivex.bsky.social.
And Randy?
You can find me at Saberbreaker at wegotapodcast.com. Again, stay with me, kids. Just search for Saberbreaker. You'll find me there.
You got to do the hand motion. Just search up.
Just search for it. Otherwise, if you want to email me, it can be nice and personal. It doesn't make it sound weird. You can just send me an email over at randy@wegotapodcast.com if you want.
And you can find me at DrBazDoug on everywhere.
That closes out another fantastic. I think this was a killer episode of We Got a Podcast. That was a lot of fun going through this. Surprisingly, we were all pretty much on the same page. Maybe not with some of our audience, but I hope you learned something from this. I hope you learned that there are like a multitude of ocean Gokus. I mean, technically blue water.
I had no idea there were more than 5.
I forget the math, and I'm not going to look it up because I'm trying to close this episode. Doug, thanks. All right, we're going to get this going, and we're going to say catch you matsunator.
Bye.
Bye.